What's going on, guys? It's Joey here. Just gonna start making some YouTube videos now, finally. Got Cole over here, who's gonna be joining me today. And we're on an undisclosed location that looks pretty damn sketchy. But yeah, so we're gonna try and figure out the water here. Hopefully catch a few good ones for you guys. And yeah, stay tuned. So basically today my setup's 20-pound fluorocarbon running into a 3/8 ounce jig. I got a medium heavy rod right now. Just trying to find a good rhythm right now. Oh, of course. Biggest backlash. That's how not to fish. Basically, how I'm working a jig, you got a really clear water today, so going with something a little smaller to hopefully trigger those fish. Cold front has just started rolling through, and it's been really hot the past couple days, so I'm just hoping that I can, you know, the downsizing will help produce some fish, which would be wicked. Didn't pack anything too extravagant today. Got a frog, got some Texas rigs, Senkos. You know, nothing too heavy, because like when you're trekking through stuff like this, you don't really want to be carrying, you know, heavy loads of equipment, 4 or 5 rods. And usually everywhere you go, jigs, Texas rigs are usually a pretty good bet to get fish. You don't see a lot of this structure in general in Canada, so it's kind of new to be fishing, because you get a lot of the, you know, cliffs and flooded trees and weed edges here that are exactly characteristic to the States, especially down towards Texas. Like, as soon as I first saw this place, I was like, oh man, this looks exactly like how Lake Fork would be or something. I remember walking Texas in places like this. I almost just walked right off the edge there. That would have been a hard one to explain. 40 feet down into a rock pile. But like crystal clear water, you can see everything down there. So there's like, right here, I'm gonna try and show you guys, there's like a rock pile way down there. It comes out kind of a point. Oh, lost me. I don't know, there's a little climbing section down here. But I'm carrying a tripod that's probably 4 feet tall right now. And did you flip here? There's like a section where we gotta climb down. It's a little rough. So it's gonna be interesting with the GoPro and said tripod. Not a bad one. There's the first fish of the day. He's not giant, but he'll do. Fat little guy. You know. Good little guy. Again, not big, but it's part of the pattern. So I might as well just run him down now. And then drop my stuff off, come back up. That's one thing. If you're gonna film a video, make sure you have everything, and when you switch bags, look into a tree with weeds in front of it right now. Better one.
That's a good one.
I know, if I can land them. Don't try that at home. No, it's just, yeah, 2. We'll go 2 in a bit.
About 2 and change.
Jig just falls out. We'll go 2 pounds for sure. Something hit it. Way out there. Not a giant, as you can see. Oh, time to make the rundown again. Keep a few trailers in your jig box. One thing that I can recommend to you guys is that, you know, when I finish like Texas rigging, I'm a big Texas rig guy. I don't usually throw jigs, but when I do throw a Texas rig, I usually keep a bunch extra that break towards the nose from setting hooks and such. So, you know, always keep some trailers on you in your jig box, because you never know you're gonna need them. Like, as far as I wanted to, I should have just switched jigs, to be honest, but this guy picked it up right on. It's another cookie cutter size. It's all like clones. He picked it up as the jig was falling, so I mean, I guess that's pretty good. Oh, you alright?
Should have gotten help, yeah.
You went down the wrong way, that's why. Cole just wiped out.
Ow.
Down that cliff. Any broken rods?
No. When I saved those, my ass might be a little chewed.
Oh my god. Well, that serves you. Here's the path. Here's the path. Here's where he went down.
I go my own way. I'm a leader, not a follower.
Yeah. Gets one. In the grass. So I'm flipping out just this grass here a little bit. Right here. Yeah? Double header. Mine's a rock bass. Stole my trailer. Definitely a sunfish. Hit it on the fall. Could have been a bass though, to be honest. Now, the way I'm rigging these trailers is bite a little tip off. This one's a bigger profile. This one actually happens to be the Berkeley Havoc Bobby Lane design. Not the Pit Boss. I think it's the Flappin' Craw or something like that. I'm not too sure. I haven't used them in a while. Mainly flip Pit Boss or cover craws. There's something. He's in the weeds. He's not big. Little football though. No big fish right now. I'm sorry guys, but as you can see, that's all I'm doing. I'm just pitching it out to a decent area. One thing I've learned off of fishing with many good anglers is when you feel a fish with a jig bite or a Texas rig or something of that nature, you want to make it feel to them like they're getting like the bait is getting away. And the one way you do that is when you hook a fish, not necessarily pull up on it a lot, but give it enough pressure so that you can say, oh, okay, there's a fish there. And give it a little bit of a pull as you're coming up, like lift your rod tip up a little bit. Because when a fish feels like something is going to get away, like if a Big Mac was in your mouth or something like that, and you feel like it's going to get away, you're going to close your mouth. Well, that's hey, good mannerism. That's what I'm saying. Enough out of you. Anyways, you get my point, right? There's when you get a like a bass that thinks it's a crayfish. Yo, that's gonna be key. When you get bass that's eaten like a crayfish or like anything like that off the bottom, it's gonna think, oh, it's getting away, and it's gonna close its mouth, and that's gonna like raise your hooking percentage like a bunch. I know that I just started doing that. I learned that about 2 weeks ago. I've started pulling up on fish and noticed that I'm getting it a lot deeper in their mouths. Jigs, Texas rigs, especially, and drop shots. Drop shots are another big one, as well as shaky heads. I don't throw too many shaky heads, but I mean, it's relatively the same thing, right? A fish feels something getting away, and they're gonna immediately close their mouth on it. Another thing about fluorocarbon is if you're not careful, it'll fold over inside the reel, and you don't want that happening, because then that creates a high stress point and a kink in your line, and then next thing you know, you're gonna be fighting a 4-pounder and it's gonna pop off. Tick season. I got that all on camera. Ow, that hurt. Well, watch where you're walking, not the camera. I do tie polymers, like almost every other fisherman, I believe, does. Strongest because it has 2 lines basically wrapped around the eye of the hook. 2 sections of line, I should say, because it's not 2 lines, but 2 sections of line pulling and securing that, securing the eye of the bait onto your line. So that's probably the best knot I tie. Other than that, I tie snells if I'm fishing trout or anything like that, hook wise, because it pops, it kicks out a little bit. I can include snell video sometime soon, and I also snell when flipping. There's other knots for, you know, line to line connections. The FG is my personal favorite, and then the uni to uni is also strong, but the FG by far one of my favorite knots. Strong knot too. The big thing about it is it's like running nothing on your line, because it's like a Chinese finger trap essentially, and it just slides through your guide so perfectly. It's a sunfish or a baby bass. Well, on the blade, that's what we like to call tanks. Comes back in, move down a little bit. See where Cole is. I'm just starting to get into this. Again, I used to have a joint account with my brother, and so I'm gonna get it back into it and start making some better videos and stuff like that. I've got a lot of multi-species videos. That's what these, that's what they're gonna be, you know, geared towards, to make you guys, the viewers, better anglers, no matter where you are. So like a lot of mine are gonna be based out of Ontario, and if I get lucky, some down in the States, and then, you know, I'll teach you guys certain techniques, certain angles on how to approach certain fish. You know, even clothing has a lot to do with, especially in steelhead season, when you get into you know, your camos and stuff like that, your buffs. It's almost like hunting. So it's just basically, I'm going to be teaching you guys hopefully about everything that I can, that I've learned over the years. I am 21 years old, and yeah, I really hope I can teach you guys something and you guys can take it forward and hopefully go and catch fish like I do.